Welcome to another episode of Your Voice. I'm John Balser, your voice for the NRV and surrounding areas.
On today's episode, we have Jesse Hilmandolar, owner of Trebel Wellness Solutions, your coach for life.
Today we're at the Lyric Theater, again, the beautiful historic Lyric Theater in downtown Blacksburg. I absolutely love this place. I love having the pleasure of filming here on a weekly basis now. And today, we have the one and only Jesse from Trebel Wellness. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. We really, really appreciate it. Do you come to the Lyric a lot?
I have. The last time I was here, actually, was a 50th birthday party, and there was a concert here. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, private concert. It was awesome.
You like going to concerts. I see that every once in a while.
Yeah.
Concert guy. I like it. I love concerts too. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's talk about you a little bit before we talk about the business side of things. Besides concerts, what's Jesse's life outside of work, and what do you like to do on a daily basis?
Sure. Married to my beautiful wife, Mare, of 10 years, and 2 little boys. So right now, our boys, positive, it's a good thing, take up most of our extracurricular time. But we love being outside. Love vacationing, going to the beach, getting into a little bit of outdoor activities like paddleboarding and skateboarding, and then whatever the boys want to do, just keeping them active.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love being outdoors. I bought a camper last year. I love kayaking. I want to buy a paddleboard next spring and kind of really getting into that stuff. So You're definitely a beach guy? You like the beach a lot?
Absolutely. So born and raised in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Okay.
So hung out at Virginia Beach and then down the Outer Banks. That's still where we like to go. So love everything about this area, but there isn't a local beach, so that's the one thing that we miss. But yeah, we love the warmth. We love the ocean.
Yeah, I totally agree. I lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, for a few years, and of course vacationed to the Outer Banks and Virginia Beach and stuff a lot. But if I could, kind of move Blacksburg within like 45 minutes of a beach town too, perfect.
There you go. Yeah.
Perfect, right? So tell me a little bit about Trebel. The story behind it, where everything kind of came about, exactly what you guys do. Kind of just give me a history of Trebel Wellness.
Sure. So Trebel Wellness Solutions, myself, I'm one of the co-owners along with my other owner, Carol Belliveau. Our goal is to help our clients live a great life. Now, it's pretty broad, and how we do that is through relationships and through the physical realm. So we like to say that we are lifestyle coaches, really disguised and masquerading around as personal trainers. Some people refer to us as their fitness Sherpa, but basically it starts with that. It starts with how can we help you to live a great life. Most folks that we interact with, they have priorities that include family and work, and then they do understand enough that their health and wellness is an important vehicle to help them display and help them to live a great life. So they ask us for a little bit of help. What that looks like is a conversation to really get to know the person. We don't enter into any relationship that's not mutually beneficial. It's pretty important for us not only to save the prospective client's time. Also, we're very protective of the community and the culture that we built up with our existing clients. And along with that, we have to be protective of our own time. So once we get somebody in that relationship and we decide, hey, this is going to work, there's really a lot more of figuring out schedules, whether it's their schedule, their spouse's schedule, their kid's schedule. The X's and O's is easy. I can teach anybody the physical realm, how to squat, how to move your body. But a lot of the really important stuff that we do, which is getting somebody into our training practice and then getting them to return.
I understand. And you started to get into kind of the corporate world too, haven't you? A little bit like on yourself, with yourself. Kind of go into a little bit of it, like detail about that and kind of what you do as far as, with your brand and how you're kind of expanding it a little bit too.
Absolutely. So with our kind of one-on-one clients, it's pretty straightforward. How do we help you live a great life? We have that relationship. How do we help any business to have a successful business? Our expertise is in coming in and really establishing relationships individually with each one of your employees. Now, at first, that's not the case because there has to be some kind of trust building. So we really talk with maybe it's the decision maker, HR, somebody. It's hey, this is what we have going on. This is a service that we like to provide for our employees. And some businesses, they're not really sure exactly what they're looking for. They're just looking for something to help enhance the lives of their clients. And I say, okay, I'm your man. I can come in, observe, really talk with the employees. That's the biggest thing, is especially in some of the larger businesses, just as you have scale and start to get 100, 200, 500 employees in a business, you're not seeing, there's a little bit more of a kind of a division between management and the folks on the floor, and just having somebody there to listen to them is really big. It depends on what you're doing, whether it's a little bit more on your feet, physical, manual labor, or if you're sitting at the desk like most folks are. We just have that conversation, see what it is that we can help them with, and then give options for the business decision maker. If you want to go full on board, you want me to be on site and be the personal trainer for every single one of your employees, that's an easy one. If you just want something, maybe quarterly, we can do that. But it really is it's not a stock thing that we're going to bring in. It really is an individualized approach with each individual business.
That's fantastic. Why Trebel? What's behind the name? I've heard there's a good story behind the name.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something we're pretty proud of. The first thing that is important to know about the fitness industry is, in general, the fitness industry has turned into more of a commodity, and it's really hard to distinguish yourself. So the consumer has a really hard time, if you have the same name as somebody else, to distinguish one business from another. So we decided that we wanted to stand on our own 2 feet and own our own brand, so that when someone says, Trebel, which the business did come to, or if they said, hey, Jesse Hilmandolar, this coach, I can take either the credit for that or the blame, but I can stand on my own 2 feet. Our business can stand on its own 2 feet. So the first thing when anybody wants to brand or trademark their own business is you have to come up with a word that is not already taken. That's a lot more difficult than most people, than we assume. So it was about a 2-year process. We wanted something that was going to really stand for, really express what it is that we stand for. So Carol and I, every decision that we make, there's 3 different entities that we have to look at to make sure that it works well for it. Everything has to work for the client, everything has to work for our coaches, and then everything has to work for the ownership. If one of those 3 is out of balance, then it's not going to work. We also love our logo, our symbol, the Delta. The looks like a triangle. We call it the Delta. It's a symbol for change. And so for us, not only change in the physical world, it's pretty apparent, but change in the mental, and as well socially. That's a big part for us. The last part that's really important, and that was 3. There just so happened to be 3 sides of the Delta. Client, coach, owner. You see the 3s going on.
I like it.
And then the last thing is, from the very beginning, when we started off, before we knew that our name was going to be Trebel, our LLC is founded as M3P LLC, which is short for My Third Place, and we want Trebel to be everybody's third place. So the concept is that everybody has 2 places. They have their first place is home, and their second place is work. And traditionally, everybody has a third place where they go to be social. That might be the church. It might be your favorite watering hole. It might be the bowling league.
Yeah.
For us, we want Trebel to be that third place where folks can come in, get a great workout in, establish relationships, and then move on with their day. So that we had this theme of 3s, and
I was going to say, is 3 your lucky number?
There we go. Yeah, I mean, everything seems to be in 3s. And one of the words that we looked at, we went over probably about 100 different words. Very lucky to have some relationships with folks that are local who do this sort of thing on more of like a global scale, branding-wise. And one of the names that came up was Trebel. And traditionally, Trebel, Treble, that in the music world is one part of a larger, greater whole. And we want Trebel to kind of signify that in your life. And we had to change the lettering around a little bit to Trebel, and we put in for that trademark, and it took about 3.5 years from the day that we filed, and here we are, Trebel Wellness.
Now it's there. That's a fantastic story. I like how it all works. 3 has to be your lucky number. I don't care what you say. Everything you have should have something 3 related into it. I think that's fantastic. Let's jump directly into, I call them quick fire, rapid fire questions.
Sure.
We're going to go right into it. What is your greatest fear?
My greatest fear probably would be disappointing disappointing myself or not fulfilling my job as a father.
Okay.
That's probably my biggest fear. Not leading by example and not giving my boys this platform to help them lead a meaningful life. That's pretty important to me.
That's fantastic. I like that. I think everybody's changes. Everybody that I talk to that's a parent, you can see the greatest fear usually has to relate to some sort of family connection somewhere. I truly believe that.
It certainly has changed me. Just this happens about once a year. I tear up during a commercial that didn't happen before I had kids. So it's like, what's going on?
Hey, I'm not afraid to say I cry, and I've told everybody this, the last episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, man, yep.
When he tells Uncle Phil that they're like father and son. He was like, why does my father not want me? And Uncle Phil's like, well, I love you as a son.
Yep.
Gets me every time.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm tearing up just thinking about it, right? No, but that'll get me every time. Question number 2. If you could write anything on a billboard, what would it say or what would it look like?
Wow. First thing that comes to mind is, and I get this from a business mentor, it would say, "You're going to die."
Okay. Why?
And the thought behind that is, act now. Do something about that. Yeah, the thought, and it might seem a little bit morbid at first, and maybe that's where I get a little bit of my motivation from. But yeah, you only have a finite amount of time here on Earth, and seize the day, go get after it.
I like it. I love it. All right, last one. When you think of the word success, who or what comes to mind?
Oh, man. I'm not sure. This is probably not what you wanted, but I'm not a big fan of the finite word success, so I'll turn a little, I'll change this up a little bit.
Go for it.
Finding meaning, finding something to pursue that is meaningful, and going after that.
Okay.
And hopefully by the time that maybe through some successes that you have through pursuing a meaningful life, that will not only fulfill that actual, maybe that first objective, but that will springboard into other things that will not only help you, throughout your life, but will also open up opportunities for others, so that whatever you're going to leave, there's a legacy that you're going to leave that's not only endearing and meaningful and really helpful, but also enduring. So that's something that you can pass down to the future generations.
I love it. Love that. Is there anything else you'd like for people to know, or any other information you'd like to share?
Selfishly about our business, probably that we don't enter into any relationship that's not mutually beneficial. Our goal is 100% to help those folks who through a conversation both parties decide is going to work out. We are a niche business that is not for everybody, but since we've declared that we're not for everybody, that really does, the folks that need our help, that really has really enhanced the professional relationship that we have with them.
That's fantastic. What's the best way to get a hold of you?
You can email me, Jesse, Jesse, at trebelwellness.com. That's Trebel wellness.com.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again for coming out and spending a few minutes with us.
Yeah.
Definitely, everybody go check them out. Great spot. If you haven't been there, just go by and say hi. It's a great place. It's a great place to, like he says, it's really a lot of people's third place. So again, thank you so much, and good luck with everything you do.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.